You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to My Star Wars Life, a look at news, reviews, and other happenings from a galaxy far, far away. Here are your hosts, Scotty and JD.
Welcome to My Star Wars Life! Woo!
Yeah, look, we were all on point today.
I know, I'm so proud of you. I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by, as always, our Jedi Master.
Hello.
What's that?
It's your fault. You said we were on point.
That's because my kids are here at the live studio audience.
Dear 6-pound, 4-day-old baby Jesus.
Brian. Baby Brian.
Baby Brian.
Can we just get the show right for once?
We all. I wouldn't know what to do.
That's true.
That's true. Fair enough. Fair statement.
I am joined by, as always, our Jedi Master,
JD.
What is happening?
I'm trying to be all calm, cool, and collected like a Jedi Master. So that's my hands in my cloak, and I just.
Yeah, but you did it like this. I was like, what is this new? Hello, friend. It's like I thought it was like it's some kind of
Jedi All Might.
Yeah, there it is.
Like a workout routine.
You know, as punishment, we're just going to talk about Star Trek this whole episode.
That's fine.
The J.J. Abrams one.
Right, we're
a
just.
good one.
Oh my God.
No,
And
we're
there goes
just
the three listeners.
We're just going to talk about Star Trek V: The Voyage. I mean the Final Frontier. We won't even talk about the one with the whales. That one's better than that one.
I like that one.
It's got whales.
You cannot like the one with whales.
Why?
For
He
10
doesn't
points, can you name the whales? What are their names?
Blue?
That's my boy.
What's up, whale? Blue. What's up?
Lucy.
That's my dog. No, it's a whales, Captain. No, it's my dog.
We named the dog Indiana.
It's Lucy.
No,
I have no idea.
George and Gracie.
Oh, because Burns and
Yeah. So, I don't know why I know those things. I do. I know why I know this. That's because of the Cypher card game. But George and Gracie card. They made a card for the whales.
Did they give you like an ability?
No, they're just like you had to use them to. There was a part of the game where you had to. There was a mission where you had to do the whole. You basically Star Trek 4, go get the whales.
Yeah.
But you had to have a card for it, so they made. So you loaded them
Got
up on the ship and flew them through time. That's the thing. They made a whale card. We're also joined by the man who puts men into Mendos.
Actually, I'm going to amend it. I want to be the guy. I want to be the dent on Boba Fett's crotch armor.
We now have the dent on Boba Fett's crotch armor.
We'll just call you Dentgar.
It's good, Dentgar.
Dentgar.
Co-awesome himself, Dentgar Drew.
What's up? I'm the dent in Boba Fett's crotch armor.
That's a funny meme I saw.
Yep.
That was now everyone can see it. And Caleb's like, what? No one can see it. What are you talking about? It's like, this is what we can do in post.
Fix it in post.
That's like watching Caleb's face. Caleb's about to lose it this episode. He's like, I'm not going to camera 2. I'm just not. I'm not.
Throw another
Actually, it's now 3.
Oh, it's camera 3. Yes, we're now 3 cameras. So let's do camera 1. That's us. 2.
It's not me.
There's-
So
we-
that's the best camera.
Throwing here.
Yeah, throwing in now. Throwing back to Caleb. Look at there.
I had to double check.
You looked everywhere but the camera. He's like,
where am I?
he's
What
like,
am I doing?
Screen, Drew, camera.
While we have it on there's our Padawan Gelman over there.
Hello there.
Hello there. I want to come back to us.
Yeah.
Before we get to
I want to come back to us too.
Your kids are here. I'm going to be good.
oh yeah, sorry, we have an audience who
We
is
have Roblox.
clearly not paying attention to this because they're not fans of the
I'm
show.
going to burn down St. Paul's.
Oh no, you got a head. You got a lemur.
The little one's
You got a prairie dog.
The little one's the questionable meats. You never know what she'll go tell her teacher, my dad said he's going to burn down St. Paul's and be like, ew, no.
St. Paul's is their school, right?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. No, I picked a random church. I want to talk about something I didn't get to last week. I was excited. and forgot because we got in such an in-depth discussion about Visions and Boba Fett and the IATSE thing. How's that going, by the way?
They're still in negotiations. Allegedly we'll see a strike soon.
So you think they're still going into strike?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely in strike.
Yeah.
I
did update, though. Talked to a producer who just did a Bruckheimer movie.
Yep.
And he said, and this is the shocking truth, he was like, well, I ran numbers, and when we ran the numbers to see what it would cost against a hypothetical budget,
right,
if they were to get all the stuff that they wanted, he would actually save $600,000 in labor. So kind of defeatist,
right?
You're leaving money on the table, kids. So that's what I'm saying. It's such a weird. It's not just a straightforward thing.
Right.
It's just a very treacherous, sort of dangerous slope.
Well, I hope it all works out. So
Me too.
I hope everyone gets what they need and deserves. So 2 weeks ago, I went to a toy show in Pearl, Mississippi. Some of you know I have a toy store, and I do travel with my toy store and sell different things. I picked up this item. It is a.
If you want it for camera 2, I can go ahead.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's nice camera 2.
There you go. So.
Here, I can get it to camera 3. Hold out your hands.
You do not throw him.
Watch Scotty go from 0 to devastated in 1 second.
This was going to be great TV. No
But
matter the outcome.
he's definitely the dad from A Christmas Story if that happens. And an incident that would live its way in infamy.
Yeah. If he catches it, does a great close-up. Perfect. Falls and shatters, close-up. Perfect.
JD, producing.
Perfect.
You know what? Stay in talent. Let's just stay in talent. Know your lane, brother.
I don't know that.
Anyway, I bought this thing.
Scary.
It's not scary.
It's got Emperor Palpatine's neck skin coming out from under his mask.
No one's perfect. That's the best. And he's sensitive about it. Jeez. I mean,
his doleful eyes right there.
Right. All right. So this apparently I don't even remember this, and this is something I missed. But I guess in the late 70s, early 80s, there was a ceramic craze.
Oh yeah.
I missed that. Our family did not do this.
It comes back like ceramics are
right.
cyclical.
No. I know people enjoy ceramics and make pottery
Yeah.
and stuff, but this was like a craze. Like everybody was doing it, and because when I bought it, I was like, oh, that's got to be unique. And everybody goes, oh, no, I got 5. My grandmother made a bunch of these. And I was like, so this was an unlicensed mold of Darth Vader that was like around.
Yeah.
And someone named Brian, and I only go by that because that's what it's named on it's either made by Brian or gifted to Brian.
Right.
So made this Darth Vader. It's a lamp that I don't have the lamp parts for.
I think we get a Sensi bottom. And then he just smells the whole nice place up.
Oh,
that's great.
I'm okay.
Lights it up.
I even said an herb garden, so the herbs grew out of his
With
chest.
the chia in the middle, and then he just looks like Darth
Hey, could
Chewbacca.
somebody go trim Darth Vader's chest?
Over there, I have a chia the child. I have a chia the
we could have
child.
Darth Chewbacca. It'd be an amazing.
There it is.
But so Brian's going to stay with us for the shows because I love him so much, and he's beautifully tacky. I mean, it's god awful.
Can you see he's judging y'all? By the way, he's very judgy.
He can't help it. Just the way he looks.
He's like that weird uncle of yours. Darth Brian is like your weird uncle, just always judging,
Hello,
has
Darth.
questions.
Do you have a girlfriend yet?
Yeah, that's exactly right. But he still doesn't either.
Right.
Does she have a sister?
I didn't have that uncle.
Oh, Darth Brian, you're just a naughty boy.
Would you like
What
to
is
see
he
my
holding?
1979 El Camino?
Now I'm wondering what he's holding.
He's supposed to be holding his lightsaber.
Right. So now I'm wondering what he's holding after this conversation.
You know what, though? It's just your pose down. It's what you just did down.
And I know what I'm holding when I do my pose down.
Fair enough. Circle gets a square.
Jim J. Bullock! I don't think we did one of those last episode.
We did.
I try and work one in every episode.
There's one. I'm pretty sure there's been one every episode.
I hope so.
It's the equivalent of I've got a bad feeling about this.
One day we'll have a fan who does keeps track of this on our wiki.
They have said the name Jim J. Bullock, where circle gets a square.
I can't
in
wait to
362 consecutive podcasts.
I look forward to the day Jim J. Bullock comes and graces his presence.
Can you imagine, like, again, even a cameo, if he would just say it, and then we can just cut away to it whenever we need to.
Right. I would love it.
When is our next con here? How do we get him here to be a special guest?
I think he's got some health issues. Maybe.
No, I think he's. Last I heard, he was doing well.
Didn't he move out like west for some?
No,
health
he lives
reason?
in Malibu.
Oh,
Is he not on Cameo? Why is he not on Cameo?
Yeah, no, I've looked on Cameo. He's
Yeah.
not on Cameo. I look
On
all the
Cameo.
time for Jim J. Bullock, and so, I guess you could reach out to him. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Drew's parenting over. They're fine. What are they giggling?
Oh, they giggle, but they'll just get louder
I'm
and
gonna-
louder.
fine.
I'm going to need my girly giggles back.
I'm fine. It's.
We're good old Thumb
They
Wars.
escalate.
Thumb Wars.
I hadn't seen Star Wars in a long time.
It's going to cost you 12 girly giggles.
That dude's a genius. He's also, I mean, Kung
We
Pao's
did
one of
Kung
my.
Pao and,
Odin
kinda
Kirk.
goes,
I still actually haven't seen Kung Pao.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Saw all the Thumb variations, whether
Yeah,
it was Thumb
yeah.
Wars.
So if you like
Yeah.
like those, you'll like Kung Pao.
I don't know if I can handle 2 hours of it.
Yeah, it works.
It's a lot.
It works.
And the weird cow.
Well, the weird car's not in a lot.
Okay.
I mean, you need
Twice.
to see the weird cow just because that gives you Gopher Chucks, which is my
Gopher
favorite
Chucks.
scene in history.
Oh, my favorite is Taco Bell. Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell.
Product placement. Taco Bell.
I don't know. If that
Gelman,
movie
have you
should be
seen Kung Pao?
I have not.
Wow, we need to do a Kung Pao night.
canceled. Has there been any Star Wars parody that's been authorized?
Well, yeah, it's called Detours, and they're never going to air it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But there's never been any Star Wars authorized parody, right?
The closest I think we get is Spaceballs.
I think
And-
the closest we get is Muppet Babies, the Muppet Baby Star Wars
Episode.
Oh yeah.
pair of episodes, I think.
That's only one episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a...
Well,
Oh,
they did it in the new
oh.
one too, though.
Oh,
They
did
brought
they?
it-
Actually,
yeah.
the Phineas and Ferb Star Wars special. Is,
Oh, yeah, the Fantasy
You're right.
Ferb's
You're
done
right.
it. Done it.
That's right. The kids have watched all that stuff.
I guess if you're a Disney property, you can do a Star Wars
Yeah.
Like,
parody.
hey, we're not even going to ask them.
Technically, all the Lego ones. They're all
Right.
parodies.
I mean,
Yeah.
But I like pre-Disney. I think the only closest to official one would be Spaceballs.
Because it was officially licensed to.
Well, I mean, they got permission to.
Yeah.
Mel asked about lightsabers and got permissions. He got permissions to do the lightsabers, and George was like, "Just don't make them, blue or red, and so
Yeah.
they did different colors."
just did different colors and kept them goofy.
Yeah, and George liked it, so Spaceballs is great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while though.
Still waiting for the search for more money.
Well, they did that. They did that terrible cartoon series that was on.
I thought it was okay. I kind of like their spoofing of the prequels in the series.
yeah, it's
Was
just
it on Comedy Central or something?
no.
I
Was
think
it?
it was.
Irish-
I think it was
Irish-
MTV.
No, it was.
It was in that same vein though.
Gelman, look that up. Figure out where it was
Yeah.
at. That's why we have a Padawan. Jeez.
Dobby, figure out what this
That's
is.
it.
When will I get?
Whatever you do, don't give him a sock.
I was about to ask when I get it.
This one. Not a sock.
Right? Don't give
You
him
can
a
sock him.
I don't.
Just don't give him a
I
sock.
don't need to be like Gelman is free. I don't need any of that. I need him in his producer chair because otherwise I've got to be over there and it'd be really awkward for the show and just. Where was I?
Not in that chair, in that chair.
Oh yeah. So I get sidetracked easily.
We were talking about licensing.
Oh yeah. So, what, do you have a favorite Star Wars parody? Or parodied moment or?
I mean, to me, the Family Guy stuff is probably was that
Yeah,
pre-Disney?
that's pretty Disney.
I think so. I love Troops.
Oh, Troops.
Wow, that's way back. Troops is good.
Troops is good.
It was
Troops-
funny.
Troops was good.
And it was very clever.
I prefer Robot Chicken's specials over Family Guy's.
I like
I like portions of the Robot Chicken ones.
that reminds me. My favorite parody of any of the Star Wars thing is the one where Max Rebo is trying to get back to the gig after the Jabba sail barge blows up. And so the little elephant guys is, ain't no jazzman ever misses a gig. They never miss a gig. And Fett's in the pits like, hey, help me out. He goes, there ain't nobody here. You're dreaming. And walks over. And the whole time he's just complaining about trying to miss this gig. And then he gets there and the Cantina band's playing and goes, man, you gave it away. Don't give away the gig. Man, that was 2 hours. That's jazz time. by far that's my favorite. I love that one, and then Lobot dancing, the little segue they have with Lobot dance.
I still just from, to me, there's like the Blue Harvest one. Well, that's great, kid. Don't get penisy. I mean, I can't help but laugh at that. And then play that same song again. I use those in my daily life.
Mine is, aren't you a little fat for a stormtrooper? Fine, you stuck up and stay here.
Yeah, I mean, just that. But the other ones weren't as good. Like the other two were as funny. That first one had the real comedy.
I do like in this Empire when Peter sees Boba Fett as the chicken. Oh, Boba Fett the chicken.
No,
that's good.
yeah, that's fun.
So Spaceballs the animated series was on G4.
G4,
which I heard is getting a comeback of some
it is.
sort.
Of some sort, yeah. Next year, I think the pandemic. It's supposed to be this year. I think the pandemic screwed it all up.
And then it also has a Star Wars alumni, D. Bradley Baker, in it.
Interesting.
It was all the clones. All the clones.
I don't know if I missed G4. I kind of missed Morgan Webb. A little thing for her. And then what's the other chick's name that became the dark-haired?
Olivia Wilde?
Yeah.
No.
Olivia
Munn.
One of the Olivias.
She was great on there too, but
I don't think I've ever actually watched anything on G4
I
other than
I never
they had,
cared
like,
for
an award show one year.
I never cared for Attack the Show, but I did like their gaming segments. That's about it.
the
Really.
the show with Morgan and Adam is the one I
Yeah.
like.
I like when Chris Hardwick did a bunch of stuff too.
That was Attack the Show early on, I think, wasn't
and
it?
then
That's
Did he get in
pre-canceled.
trouble?
No, that's way pre-canceled.
yeah.
But he didn't he got through it.
Yeah.
He got through it because they did an investigation and they're like, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
And so,
He got better.
But social court doesn't matter.
but he got back on the wall. So him and LeBron got his show back. So
That show's emotionally powerful.
I can't watch it. The Wall?
They have like this thing and they drop balls. And you win money.
Like,
And you have green balls or red balls.
So I can't play that game then.
You wouldn't know which one.
Right.
Yeah.
so here's The Wall. You take a family with a tragic backstory who needs money for something.
Or is a good person.
Or
Like, some of them are just
but
incredibly good
At the
people.
end of the day, you need money for something, right? It's all about, and then you split it. You have a, one person is playing the game, the other person is like hidden away, and they have to decide if they'll take so much money or whatever. I forgot how it works. I've only seen one episode, but it's
Yeah. So they give them a contract. It basically like you might have $1 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they would give a contract to your wife. Your wife has no idea, or partner, or whatever. In case your wife
Sure.
gives her $1 million. It says, "Hey, we will guarantee you $500,000. If you sign this, you guaranteed $500,000. You can walk away $500,000." And so that's the hook at the end of the show, is the people taking the contract or not. And I've seen some people. I saw somebody with $1 million go down to like $24,000 or something.
yeah, or nothing. I watched the
How
first.
did they get $1 million?
So
It just randomly drops.
So
like,
so the
it's a plinko.
Yeah, so,
Oh,
so
okay.
the person who's not hidden plays basically plinko for money, and so that builds up a bank, and then they have to decide if they're going to take the bank or whatever the contract, right?
But they can't talk
They can't. Yeah, they can't.
or communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay.
and it's like I like the first one was like a firefighter who needed, or somebody was sick or whatever. That like, and they ended up getting like $1,000 or what. It was really low, and I was like, nope, can't watch this show.
Yeah.
Nope, out.
Yeah. It's basically the same rules as Sabak.
Just changes randomly at the
Except there's no idiots array.
end. Is there not?
There isn't.
If you said the guy had $1 million and walked out with 24,000,
No, that's just an idiot.
Yeah.
There was no
arrayed before us.
unless his name was Array.
An idiot's array would have meant he won.
It's truth. But so yeah. How did we get to The Wall?
But we got back
Chris
to Star
Hardwick.
Wars, so we're
Yeah,
fine.
Chris Hardwick. Yeah.
Yeah, Hardwick.
Because
He did a parody about he did a parody video about bad motivators. He did it with an R5, like a whole song for R5D4.
Oh, that's funny.
I guess he did that. He did that a couple years. I like one of the last years when he was with Nerdist.
Didn't he create Nerdist?
Yeah, he created Nerdist, and they sold it to Legendary, and then he's left Nerdist and started ID 10, and then got in trouble and got out of trouble, and he's still doing ID 10. I think the biggest thing out of the trouble, because ID 10 had all his Nerdist podcast. It's basically the same show. He's just changed the title, but he had a catalog for the Nerdist podcast, and he had a terrestrial radio contract.
Yep.
So the Nerdist was going everywhere.
He's a great host. He's a
great.
fantastic
Yeah,
host. He's very comfortable.
No lie. The reason why I started podcasting was because I listened to the Nerdist one. Oh, this seems like fun.
Yeah.
And then 7 years later. By the way, 7 years. By the way, I've been doing this for 7 years. Yeah. Woo. And so that came up. It made me feel old. But 7 years later, I was like, yeah, here we are. So
I just can't believe podcasting's been around that long.
it's been longer than that.
Longer than that.
It's about
Adam, what's the Godfather? Adam Copeland?
yeah.
Adam,
Yeah.
What?
from MTV.
I mean, the Rooster Teeth podcast was around in like 2003.
Oh, that's before that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's old.
It goes way back to like I remember when the iPod dropped and the whole scenario, and then whoever it was, it's Adam. He was a VJ.
Mm.
Do you remember the first podcast you listened to?
Yes, it was on Veronica Mars.
Really?
Yeah, big fan.
Did not know that. We
Huge
learn something
fan.
every day.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Never
of
seen
Rob.
an episode, but I like what's her face.
Kristen Bell.
Yes.
Yeah.
The show is gonna feel very dated. If you did watch it, it's kind of fun to reminisce through '90s. We're a little too old. No, early 2000s is what they were. But
Right.
anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, it was something like that. Or no, maybe it was a Battlestar Galactica. It's one of the two.
It's about a TV show, right?
Yep.
It's a TV show podcast.
Yep.
You?
My Star Wars life.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I don't listen to podcasts.
You're right.
When you were like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" I was like, "Sure." And then I listened to that first podcast we did together.
It's
so-
like- and that's the only one he's listened to.
well, that's you asked the first one that I've listened to.
Right.
That was it.
Caleb, you?
Either the main Rooster Teeth podcast or Drunk Tank before they switched the name.
Oh, look at you. Look at that. Mine was Nerdist. I was really into Key and Peele after the first season. I thought they were super funny.
They are.
Yeah.
And they are super funny. And that first season is great. And I was like, I found some interview with them on YouTube, and I was like, I want more. And so I was like, I went like Key and Peele interviews and found Nerdist, and then saw the list of people Chris Hardwick had talked to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think after that I listened to the one he did with Mark Hamill, and it was great. And then I started listening to from the beginning, and I realized this is I knew, like we all have friend circles, and so people in Hollywood, but I didn't realize like a lot of my famous friends all hang out together or know each other well enough to do each other's podcasts, and like the Nerdist started in Thomas Lennon's house because none of Chris or Jonah or Matt, I guess, and then Thomas didn't like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they like sports, so they just did a podcast. Tom Lennon said, Tom Lennon is Dangle on
Reno 911.
Reno 911, but he's in he's a good writer. But done a bunch of stuff. But
I mean, he's not my favorite in front of the screen,
right.
but like,
I know him from the state.
yeah, I mean, I think
same.
he's funny. I don't like his particular delivery style and his physical comedy,
Right.
If that makes sense. It's just never been. None of that style has ever been.
Oh,
mine.
Reno 911's never been my thing. There's a couple funny things in it, but
Yeah.
I can't watch it long stretches of it.
He's funny in 18 again or 17 again with Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
and Zac Efron.
I like how he randomly shows up in a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Tells Bruce Wayne he doesn't need to go hella skiing or whatever the hell it was. Anyway. But that's the first podcast I listened to. You're really trying to figure that out.
Yeah, which movie was that in?
The last Nolan one, the one with Bane.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, all right.
Dark Knight Rises.
I don't know. It's terrible. Awful movie.
I like it.
No.
The second half was so
dumb.
weird.
It's so dumb. It
And-
makes no sense.
It doesn't have. None of them make sense. None of them make sense.
Fair enough.
None of them
Yeah.
make.
I don't know. The Joker made sense in the second one.
Did he?
You can't trust people. Look at what happened during Corona.
That's true. That's true.
Society's eating
There's
itself.
some weird-
The
there's
Joker
a-
was right.
I like the Dark Knight. My problem with the Dark Knight is Two-Face. If Two-Face was not in that movie, that's a better movie. It's just like when Two-Face gets on screen, I just don't care.
Yeah.
He could be Harvey Dent, but when the Two-Face stuff really happens, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of checked out. Just
Yeah.
wait me where
I
Joker
understand.
does things. Because Heath Ledger was so good at it,
Yeah.
and just was like he just ate the whole thing up. It was great. Welcome to my Star Wars life, where we talk about the Joker.
Not a lot of Star Wars news.
It's not a lot of Star Wars news, so there's some books. You want to talk about books?
I can. I've got the article pulled up.
Oh, look at the Gelman's ready for books.
He's
All
like,
right, let's go through the books.
All right, so they
the-
announced 4 different books. They 2 actual novels. One of them is called Shadow of the Sith. It's about Luke and Lando after Return of the Jedi, 20 years later, and it's about them looking for Lando's daughter, who was kidnapped. And so they have to find Exegol and Ochi, the assassin, the one that's dead. The one that's dead by the time of Rise of Skywalker.
That's the one that they find the ship for. Right?
Yeah, the
Who's got
dagger. Where the
Otis
dagger's
has
from.
the evil
Yeah.
dagger.
Yeah,
that's
that
still
3PO.
not as bad as the Youngling Slayer 9000
Yeah. Well.
that she's using anyway.
conveniently leads to a ship that makes no. Yeah, it
Right.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, so we can have our Goonies moment.
Yeah.
But they're bringing him in because Ochi's kind of been a bigger issue in the Vader comics lately. So it's connecting. And then the next book is...
Hold on. So Lando's daughter, I guess, is a horse person who was an ex-stormtrooper that he kind of maxed on at the end of the movie, right? Is that
Does
Is that her or not her?
Please, please.
is but does not mac on her.
he's totally macking on her.
No, he's not.
He's totally macking
No.
on.
He's like,
Hey,
hey,
baby.
He
Yeah.
does not.
heard you like horses.
You want one of
I
those
like
Colt
everything.
45s?
I got 45 Colts back in my ship.
Yo.
45 and 2 zigzags, baby. That's all we need.
So then
Well
the next adult...
Hold on, we're not
yeah.
done yet.
Oh, okay.
Is that confirmed to be his daughter?
Not... It's hinted at. Yeah,
So then, no.
so no.
I like how Gilman did.
The answer's no then.
Well, but it's like...
Is this a black tablecloth?
But it's like...
well, it's kind of similar.
Well, but
It's close.
basically outside of the material, it's been pretty much confirmed, but in the material, they've kept it vague.
Okay,
If Johnson hasn't said yes, then
you have to clarify. What is outside of the material made? Are we talking fan theory?
I'm talking like the creators and all that. They've basically
Did
said...
J.J. Abrams say it?
I think Pablo.
No, Pablo would never say that. Pablo wouldn't hint that. Pablo knows that game. Pablo's favorite game is vague.
Not
Isn't
as
that that
vague.
Madonna song?
Yes,
Yes.
vague.
Not as vague as Filoni, though.
Oh, Filoni just outside blank. You know what? No, over here. Soka.
Wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf.
Here's a wolf.
There's a wolf. I like wolves. And now he's trying to work in hockey.
Yep.
Once again, Plo Koon plays hockey. That's going to be his favorite with a wolf. Is like his favorite thing in the world. He loves hockey, Plo Koon, and his wolves. Cowboy hats. Which lately he hasn't been wearing, which is like that.
It's so weird seeing him without
Filoni
it.
without a hat.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Filoni. I was like,
That's because he's soon to be an executive, and executives don't wear hats.
I don't think he's getting that.
Agree to disagree. Have you
Yeah.
been to Texas?
Fair enough.
all right, sorry. So
Disney executive.
I'm gonna say he was macking on his daughter. That movie's a mess. Second book.
Second book is called Brotherhood. It is going to be during the Clone Wars
Hold on.
about
That's called Brotherhood. It stars
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan and
Brotherhood.
Macho Man.
Macho
It's about
Man.
space wrestling.
Ultimate
Yes.
Warrior.
You'd read the shit out of that.
All day long. Space wrestling.
Space Link.
I gotta
Wrestling.
After this, I gotta tell you about my campaign that I'm gonna be running.
Sounds like a wrestling campaign.
It's gonna have a wrestler,
Have a Wessa.
but it's going to take place during the Clone Wars. It's going to focus on Obi-Wan and Anakin during the Cato Nemoidia affair. That's mentioned in Revenge of the Sith.
Is that the one where he gets like stuck in the nest of what's a faces?
Gundarks.
No,
Is it
no.
Gundarks?
It's one where they're talking about how many times like Anakin saved his life, and he's like,
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
Cato
right.
Nemoidia
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Yeah, that's cute. That might be fun.
Needs a ticker. Saved life once.
Yes.
I don't know how you make a book bing, but you're like, bing.
Audiobook.
Yeah.
Anybody any thoughts on those?
It sounds boring to me personally. I'm kind of over the Anakin Obi-Wan storyline.
That's the problem with
Unless
the
they
prequels.
kiss.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's the
Yeah.
problem with the prequels, right? So now when you because when I read a book, it's very visual for my I'm watching a movie in my brain, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't read.
I'm going to just see Anakin's performance that whole time, right?
No,
Like,
you can't read because you never learn. That's a whole different story.
Roll Tide.
That's why you said. That's why I said
Chuta.
movies. I ain't got to read.
Yep.
Hey, Chuta.
Eat you top.
I'm watching all them foreign films.
I feel like he's going to push this table into the wall.
If I do, you better cue up some music. I would like Stone Cold's.
I figured it would be more yakety sax, but, you know.
It actually would just be Happy Boy. Happy. Do you know that song?
No.
He's a happy boy. Happy boy. You don't know that song?
No.
Well, you should look it up. It'll
be in the show notes when I find it.
yeah, you should look it up.
Okay.
It's a classic.
Okay.
All right. Book number 3.
So the next one is a middle grade book. It's going to be an anthology called Star Wars Stories of Jedi and Sith. It's going to focus on everybody: Luke, Vader, Asajj Ventress, all over the spectrum of Jedi
So
and
a
Sith.
book you could have got at the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah.
Something
They love it.
Something that they can bring their $4, get that book and a Lamborghini
Poster.
poster.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly.
And a ruler.
They come home with stickers.
Yep.
They come home with horse pinups.
Can you still
Yeah.
get Alyssa Milano posters?
I don't know, but I'll try and get you one. we've got the discount club right there.
I mean, Scholastic Book Fairs is how I read my first Star Wars books.
Oh.
I was always mad because they never had my Garfield books, but always Heathcliff books, and I was
Yeah.
like, I guess I'll
Yeah,
get
nobody cared.
discount Garfield.
Yeah.
I got Heathcliff books.
Yeah.
Not Heathcliff, but I got Garfield books. But the one I remember most getting was Bunnicula, where it's about
sorry?
the bunny Dracula,
Oh, I barely remember that.
I do too, barely.
and loved the hell out of it. They made a cartoon series out of it recently, and it wasn't great, but
Yeah.
I got a Gru.
it's one on my list of like if I ever got to be a Hollywood director and I could make something, that'd be on my list.
Interesting.
I'd like to make a good version of Bunnicula.
Okay. You
For
keep
kids.
it on that list.
I think it needs. I think that we need one. I think it needs one. I think the world needs one.
Eat the cat's done.
Right?
he's laughing about it. This is how Dick moves.
Well, we found our clip for this week.
Hold on to that dream. That will never happen if I ever have to do anything about it.
I'm not saying it's not going to happen.
I'm just saying I'm going to
I
quash
just want to
it.
see Scotty walk into. I just imagine.
You just want to see Scotty burst into flames. I mean, that's...
No. They're like, oh, Scotty, listen, great job on your last film. It was
Right, thank you.
fantastic. What's your next pitch? What's the movie you've got coming up on the table?
So get this. Ready?
yeah.
Kids love vampires, right?
Yes.
Vampires
Yeah,
are hot.
they're cute.
Right?
They're hot. Yeah,
Kids
hot.
love bunnies. Bunnies are cute, right?
Yes.
We combine both of them.
the anticipation of the yes.
That's all right. That's all right. I will accept the blank check. We'll just take it. Look, we'll get Tom Cruise a star. It'd be great.
It's the voice of a vampire rabbit. I mean, if we can get the Scientologist behind it.
You're funded then.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's a good book, man. I'm
It's a
just saying.
metaphor for
It's a good book, is all I'm saying. It's a really good book. I really enjoy it.
Either way.
So where were we?
Book number 4.
Book number 4.
Book number 4.
In the immortal words of another wrestler, it doesn't matter where we were.
That's exactly yes.
All right, so book number 4 is called Padawan, and it's going.
Oh, it's about you.
Gelman.
Gelman.
Oh, it's the Gelman origin story.
Chapter 1, Gelman.
Chapter 2, Gelman. Just the same thing.
Chapter
all the
the
way.
Gelman.
That's exactly.
Mine's
Why are you blonde?
I'm good with this.
Chapter 5, the stray hand ears.
I'm
I don't even know what the show's about anymore, but let's. There's been a book discussion.
It's been perfect because I still haven't watched the last 2.
Oh, son of a
And
gun.
if we don't,
he's not saying
if we don't talk about it, I don't get in trouble. So if I can keep converting the conversation,
it's funny. I had forgotten about it until now. You would have been scot-free if you didn't
I know,
say anything.
But I also know we're about out of time.
we are about out of time.
Because the lovely Stephanie just walked in.
And I
Yeah,
think Justina was here earlier.
yeah. We have to get Chinese first anyway. So
Yep.
Food or actions?
Chinese actions?
Never mind. It's an old term for something else.
Oh no, we're getting food.
I don't know that one. I've never in my life, as a career card-holding member of that club, heard that phrase.
Really?
Before.
You learn something every
it's
day.
racist.
And canceled. Caleb, hit the eject button now.
I'll hit the big cancel button. It's right here, right?
I feel like
You know what we need is to preload a red screen that just says canceled. And so whenever it happens, you just hit the button and go right to it.
Oh.
I'm so lightheaded now.
Oh,
Yes.
Lord.
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 Oh, so Padawan.
Padawan.
Oh,
Book
Here
3
comes
of
Gelman.
17.
Yeah.
So Padawan's going to focus. Actually, I misspoke earlier before.
On a
Yes.
Padawan?
Specifically Obi-Wan, and it's
Good
going to be
grief. Come
his
on, guys.
first mission with Qui-Gon. And they've confirmed Dooku has left the Order at this point, so it's Qui-Gon's still trying to figure
Even
out himself.
more boring. I like your other pitch better. Where there was a rabbit and a
There's a
vampire.
rabbit in a hat.
that's my pitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I confused
Rabbit in a
them.
hat and it's 6 foot taller. What?
Yes.
It was a little bit.
No, Lord. I was just,
But yeah,
good golly, Willikers, Mr. Qui-Gon. What kind of mission we're going on today?
Oh, my goodness.
I wonder if you still sound like you did in Trainspotting.
It's good.
We're going spirit crushing,
Boys,
mind-numbing missions with the Jedi. You know, I had to learn.
You know what I need? I need you to do that and be like, if it's not Jedi, it's crap. And just go,
Jedi, it's crap.
that's it.
So I had to learn to talk like train spotting you and to like date my wife. So I learned how
done.
to speak like you and McGregor. It was great.
So what if that's why Obi-Wan's in the Order? He has to cut heroin. So it's like he's quitting his heroin addiction. So he's joined the Order to help him keep clean. It's like
It works for me. Or maybe that's where the dirtiest toilet in the world actually goes to. Maybe it's like a portal.
Or that's why they have to have this. It cleans the toilet. Like
No.
that's their little scrub brush.
Wow.
Clean.
Just crawl down the toilet, end up in a fresher on
That's
the other
pretty
side.
good.
Yeah.
I could buy that.
Yeah.
Even if it was just on a lightsaber, like if, you get a little gunk in there. It's like a little
That movie's
brush.
messed up. The baby crawling on the ceiling gets me every time. Just,
I haven't seen that movie like
Saw it at the
probably
theaters.
since I was dating my wife.
did you see the second one?
That's not Lock, Stock?
No.
No, Trainspotting 2.
the-
Oh no. Maybe yes. Is there a loft and a
I've
fight
not seen
in
it.
the lobby,
I was asking.
or is that?
I've never
like-
seen it. I'm not a huge Trainspotting fan. I like the soundtrack better than the
I know
movie.
Danny did. I don't know that I have. I think I always mix them up with the rest of because that was Richie, wasn't it?
No.
No.
But it's all the same people are in Guy Ritchie movies. So
No.
Who did Trainspotting?
That's the guy that did 28 Days Later.
Oh,
Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle, thank you.
he has a lovely voice. When he was on X Factor or whatever,
I'm sorry.
Susan Boyle. I
All
was,
right, I was
trying to just derail it.
I'm
even
just
further.
letting you go with that one.
Yeah.
I'm just let you hang.
I don't know who that is, but I don't even know what we're talking about again. Like literally, my brain is so just shot now.
So Padawan's about young. Are we gonna get Youngling next? Where like little Obi-Wan learns to tie his shoes.
Or when he gets yoinked from his family, or like how does he get?
They don't want to go into that.
How do we get?
They definitely don't want to go into.
They don't want to go into
Right.
No one wants to go into origins of the Jedi Order, and we've jokingly
We've
talked
talked
about it a
about
lot.
Yeah, the yoinking.
Yeah. I mean, someone's plucking these kids out somewhere.
I mean, Plo Koon technically did some of it. I mean, that's how he found Ahsoka.
Yeah, little baby Ahsoka's adorable. It's just like, oh, that's cute.
Usually though, the parents were willing. It wasn't like they were just going, "We're taking your baby."
I know,
now."
but it's a pretty big. I don't know. I have a very difficult time
No,
accepting
yeah.
that idea as a parent.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
if somebody came in right now and was like, "Hey, one of your two kids,
Right.
I don't know, whichever one, Pearl is gifted, and she's going to be a Jedi, and we're going to take her away from you, and she's going to go off and do fantastic things, and you'll never potentially see her again because she can't have a connection back to her family.
Right.
'Cause that's a
Yeah.
Yep.
for what?"
Yeah.
Then that also actually brings up a more interesting dialogue. If that exists, then they have to know what the Jedi Order is across the galaxy because it's happening all over the place.
But it's not happening as much because there's not a lot of Jedi.
It's
There's
just that they
more
randomly
then
come.
than there are now.
Yeah.
Like when Han was growing up.
There's way less. I mean, there was. It's a very small. Look, again, galaxy, billions of people. There's probably thousands of Jedi.
And HoloNet. Everybody watches.
I don't know
the
about
internet.
the HoloNet,
Like
but
they had Galactic TikTok.
No.
Everybody was watching it.
No. Okay. Show me in Star Wars where they watch television.
The
Rebels.
Mandalorian.
Rebels.
Like
And
Rebels. I think Rebels.
yeah.
Clone Wars. Did they do it? I haven't watched enough Clone Wars to know.
Clone Wars was always
They
recap.
did not.
Like,
No, they did not. But they like. I always imagined like the recaps were kind of like a radio drama.
Right,
like-
but I'm talking canonical.
Yeah.
And so
canonically
like-
there is
like-
nothing
like you-
in Clone Wars.
No.
okay.
So like we see sports broadcasts in episode 2.
Right.
And so and Ojo's has got some screens going on Lothal, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
And we also know like high school football basically exists in Star Wars because the kid in Rebels in the first season,
Yeah.
he was basically part of a football team in high school. It's in the books.
So
But you can't believe they don't have something.
no, but
Okay.
my point is it as widespread as it here? Is it as part of their culture as big as television, as big as our
So then that makes it. But to your point,
Right.
to argue the point, that makes it to me that much worse. If someone comes along and says, "I would like to take your
Oh,
child,"
I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, here's the problem.
The
I've always
Sith at
had.
least is like if a Sith Lord came and was like, "Hey, I'm going to take your child. She's going to go off and be a badass. She'll come back and see you whenever she wants. She's going to slaughter lots of people. Are you cool with that?" I'd be like, "Does she make a good living?"
And they'd be like, it doesn't matter what you think about it. Yoink.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, they probably kill you to take your child.
So here's my thing, and we may have talked about this in our however many. That's not me.
That's probably me. I'm blowing up.
Is that we talk about like, do planets have TV, right? Well, like you imagine Earth, right? Most of us have TV, but there are impoverished areas. There are places that don't have TV. When it comes to the planets in Star Wars, they like other than Coruscant, I think there's no places that have that kind of diversity. You have Hoth, it's an ice planet, like the whole planet's ice. You have Tatooine, the whole thing's a desert, right? Everybody that lives there lives like Mos Eisley or Mos Espa, or a moisture farmer,
Right.
Like there's no other than crime lords affluence.
Yeah.
So you have like that's like they never, because it's such a wide scope, you never see that microcosm of a single planet's. Like you even
what about Corellia and stuff?
So they're a
but
city
you don't
planet,
really
but-
see Corellia except for a
Yeah.
little bit in Solo.
Yeah,
yeah.
it just felt very industrialized.
Like, they may be a city planet, but we also have, in Han's case, we have to remember that he's living on the streets, which means he probably does not have a TV.
No, I get your point. I think he's talking about the developed culture-wise.
The HoloNet exists, but to me, I think the HoloNet's more like the internet than anything. So there may be visual stuff, but like the closest thing I remember to like you,
So the Force is QAnon.
right? The Force.
Oh yes.
So I hear these religious nuts are taking babies,
Right.
Yeah.
and they're eating them.
Oh, we've done it.
Alex Jones is a hut,
Yep. Oh, that's perfect.
right?
I would take that shirt.
Adrenochlorians.
Oh no. No.
They take
No,
the
no, no.
metachlorians.
They're putting midichlorians in the water.
No, I don't need adrenochlorians. No.
All right, before we go, I want to talk about this. I teased this last week, and since I've got everybody in this room except the children
They are in this room, in fact.
are not going to be involved with the are involved with the project. The children are not involved in the project. So they're Stephanie and Justine are gearing up to do our Cult Movie Cantina podcast, which we're recording next. But they're here in the audience. So I am going to run a Star Wars RPG podcast for this show because there's only so much Star Wars news, and I'm kind of like let's. If there's news, we'll highlight it. But I think we're just going to do this RPG podcast for. So here are the rules and the setting of this. So the setting of this is between Empire and Jedi, but it's closer to the beginning of Empire. So, right? Our party is neither Empire or Rebellion. They're on the fringe. Right? So far, cool with this? The only Star Wars knowledge that we're going to have is limited to the following things. Justina's like, I don't even know.
Or less.
Or less.
Or less.
Or less.
Or less. All right. So the films, Star Wars: A New Hope, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, Caravan of Courage,
Oh God.
The Battle for Endor, the Star Wars Holiday Special, the Ewoks cartoon, and Droids.
I have a question.
Stephanie has a question. She's not mic'd, but she's in the.
Do I have to watch the Ewok movie?
No.
Or less.
Right, or
Remember,
less. That's so just
Your
so
character may only know the important information from the first two movies,
Right.
probably from the holonet.
What I'm trying to say is that is the boundaries of our universe, or of our galaxy, is those boundaries. So there is no canonical prequel series. There's no canonical Mandalorian. There's no Return of the Jedi. There's no what else? I forget, the sequel trilogy. A lot of that, none of that stuff exists.
It doesn't anyway.
Right. So we have this bubble that we're gonna play, and I may throw in like Splinter of the Mind, a couple of books or whatever, as flavor text.
Maybe that'd be fun.
And so, but that's just the world we live. That's what we're going to base everything on. Nobody's character. I have characters made for everybody. No one has names. I'll let the players name their characters. But here we go. We have a Celestin pilot, which is Nine Numb kind of guy, played by JD.
I think it's the correct vernacular is this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's it.
I was expecting we'd be like, we have
Snot in my cheeks.
we have a grizzled mercenary smuggler human played by Drew.
I play the same thing every time.
He's like, I just want to be the same guy.
It's the same character. Typecast.
I can make you something different.
Keanu.
No. I'm always John Wick.
It's always John Wick.
I'm always John's Wick.
Cut to camera 3. Caleb is playing. That was a funny joke. I'm now going to put a camera into him. Which is funny. No one can see what happened because it's been on. It's been on Caleb.
You put it over on Draco Malfoy over there.
Oh, well played.
I'm way more likable.
It's absolutely true. It's just I like the slick back.
Yeah.
Caleb is a Jawa refugee from Tatooine.
Is that because you didn't want him talking in the game?
No, he will have an ability to speak, which I will come through in the game.
But the ability to speak. Wait, shit! I messed up the line.
I know, right?
So I don't have intelligence either.
Exactly. And now you're a Gungan. Well, there's no Gungan, so you lucked out, buddy. You lucked out.
Yeah.
His partner in crime is going to be played by Stephanie.
Oh no!
Stephanie, who's getting in the camera frame 3. There she is. There's Stephanie.
Yep.
Stephanie's playing a Tusken Raider mercenary
No.
That's why it's funny.
Oh, it's funny.
who's teamed up with their Jawa refugee, and there's going to.
It's Master
They're going to
Blaster.
be on my ship, aren't they?
Well, everyone's going to be on your ship. That's how the game works.
It's going to be a quick game. Asteroid field. Ooh.
And dice roll. All right. And last but
66
certainly
plus
not
3.
least, Justina.
There you go.
She is going to play a human deckhand with
Zero knowledge of the working world.
But a mop?
no, yeah, like a
Swabbing.
swabbing, and with maybe unknown mystical power.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see. So
Wait, like you said, swap. Like, am I cleaning? Like I'm a cleaner? You're cleaning. So I'm like Mickey Mouse before I get the hat.
We just wanted to, yes. We
Yes,
just
you're
wanted you to
Steamboat
feel
Willie.
like
You're Steamboat
I
Willie.
like that
I'm gonna
reference.
find the hat guy.
Speaking
It's
of
fine.
typecasting, though,
Yeah.
cleaning and just. She'll come in here and be like, Scotty, what'd you do? And then just start cleaning.
I like work the shop.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm about to get hit.
I just want to say that I vacuumed yesterday.
And
Just saying.
the floor looks great. It's covered in wires, but it's great. And I thank you. And then we added more wires.
Yeah.
So hope we're gonna actually talk schedules after the show and figure out where we can do it. But I'm gonna start recording this, and I'm excited. It's gonna be a world full of monsters and aliens and Imperial guys and some rebel dudes, and it's gonna be real fun.
And our motto, F them all.
F.
Yep. Yup.
The F is for force.
Forced.
On that note, this is Scotty saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours. And may the force be with you.
I knew you were going to say that.
This is the way.
Yeah, I just every time.
So I just mess up the beginning. Drew gets to mess up
it
the end.
gets there and I forget.
I know.
I get to mess
Steph said I love you. That's a
I get to mess up the beginning. Drew gets to it's tradition.
tradition. Tradition.
Gonna do the dance. Come on.
And we're out.